Hello and welcome to another week of Sambo iRacing. We're back in the Ferrari 296 Challenge, this time at Thruxton Circuit for another week of racing. If you're new to my channel, what we do is a hot lap, then a breakdown, then we're back in the cockpit one final time with the driving line on. Enough of that though, let's start the hot lap. Okay, let's go. So up into fifth gear. Has to start finish line lightly on the brakes, down to fifth gear, getting on the gas nice and early, hook it tight to the left hand side up to sixth. At about the 125, braking really quite hard all the way down to third gear, making sure that we're getting two of our tires over the curbs. Now the Ferrari does jump the curbs brilliantly, however you can't do it with all four tires. It can only be one side at a time. As we come up to turn 5, and it's just a lift through here, getting back on the gas, jumping those curves again, very lightly on the brakes now, around turn 6, holding it, and now back on the gas. Really understeery here. This is done on warm tires and low fuel, as you can see. The track temps I will check on and just add them to the description, but it was done from the schedule. And we're flat all the way through here. Looking for the 100, now braking really hard, down to fourth gear, back on the gas just at the second apex, and blasting our way across the start-finish line in a 107.6. Right, let's do the breakdown. Right, let's do this breakdown. So our first braking marker is this little doghouse, if you can see here, just on the left-hand side. So as we get there, we're very lightly on the brakes, only up to sort of 10%, and then we're getting back on the gas in fifth gear, nice and early, well ahead of the apex, getting those right-hand tyres up over the curb, but leaving our left-hand tyres on the asphalt. Our next braking marker is midway between the 150 and the 100 up ahead, so as we get there, we're braking initially up to about 60%, and as I straighten the car out, braking all the way up to sort of 90%, dropping it down to third gear, still trailing off down to the apex. And now once we mount the curb, that's when we're back on the gas. The next turn, we're doing a lift end, very, very slightly on the brakes, only up to 6%, you can see there. That's not actually going to slow us down. We're just trying to maintain the balance over the front wheels so that it grips up and we can get on the gas nice and early. So we're cutting that corner, getting up to 100% as soon as we sort of settle the car down, and then we're just doing a lift as we come into turn 4 again, getting those right-hand tyres this time over the curbs and getting back on the gas as soon as we can. It's a bit slippy on exit. So we're going to do a lift once we hit this curb on the right-hand side to get the car turned in, and then as soon as you can see there, as soon as it grips up, you see the front change direction, that's when we start getting back on the gas and we hit 100% before we even mount the curb at turn 5. We want to try and be as far over to the left-hand side as possible, and then just as we hit this dark patch up ahead of us, getting on the brakes, only up to about 20% initially, and then it's just a long trail off. Now that's showing at 0%, but I don't know if you can see there is still some red there, so I am putting some pressure on. That then drops off. We're now looking for this curb on the right-hand side. That's where I'm going to start building back up on the gas. And again, trying to get up to 100% as soon as possible, but it is an understeery sausage as we come through here. Now we're flat out, and we're going to be flat until we get to turn 8. And we're looking for this dip up ahead. So as we get into this dip, that's when we're going to do a lift. We're going to turn in. We're going to feel like we're wanting to drive into the Marshall's hut. We'll not be able to because we're going to understeer. It's a full lift here up until we can actually see the whites of this guy's eyes in the Marshall's hut. So when we start building back up on the gas, and as soon as we come off this little curb that we're on now, that's when we get up to 100%. We're going to use this additional piece of track they built for us. And now we've just got one final braking zone left to come. And we're going to be braking just after the 100 here. So we brake quite hard up to what, 90%, wipe all that speed off, trail it off. We drop down to fourth gear. We're still trailing off on the brakes. Not going to touch the gas until we're just about to hit the second apex. Now I start getting back on the gas. Still holding on the gas. And then I go up to 100% once the car settles. And over and across the line. So we've got one final version coming up next with the driving line on without me talking. Enjoy.